Today we are fixing a broken wheel stud on a 2003 Forester. This is a winter beater vehicle. I would not recommend this on a nicer car, a newer car. But if you're just looking to replace a broken wheel stud without doing the whole front wheel bearing assembly, you have like a 1996 Pontiac Sunfire or something and you're just trying to keep it running as cheap as possible, this is probably the best way for a car like that. The very first thing you want to do is take your new wheel stud that you'll be installing and stick it in the freezer, and you'll see why in a few minutes. Now obviously the car's already jacked up. I already pulled off the brake caliper, the caliper bracket, and the rotor, so everything is already out of my way, so I can just punch these out. Take an air hammer. This is a $13 investment at your local Harbor Freight. If you do not have one of those or you can't spend the $13, a regular hammer or a sledgehammer will also work. Before we are able to push this out the back, this front surface is not very flat because of the way that it's sheared off, so we're going to actually grind this down. We'll get a cutting wheel and give us a flat surface. Otherwise the punch from the air hammer will not sit on this. It won't really be effective.
What I'm doing here is I'm literally cutting a notch almost like a flathead screwdriver has so that the air hammer chisel can sit into the middle of it. Then I'm starting with the air hammer to push this out, and I'm finishing it off with a rubber mallet. So you can go straight to a rubber mallet or a hammer or a sledgehammer to hit this out. The only thing is it might just take you a little bit longer to hit it out going straight to that method.
We now have the old lug out. To get the new one in, it should still be in the freezer at this point. What we're trying to do is thermally shrink it. That way it should be a little bit smaller than the opening it's going into, and it should go in easier. On top of that, I did spray this with some PB Blaster to try to give it a little bit of lubrication to come through. You could also torch this if you really want to try to expand that, but then the risk of burning your hand is a lot higher, so I wouldn't recommend doing that unless you absolutely need to and you can't get it to go in any other way. We're going to feed this through the back, and some cars don't have enough clearance to get the new stud in. If that's the case, what you might have to do is notch either a part of the knuckle or part of the heat shield or something. So what we're going to do, and I'll demonstrate it with this broken stud that we just pulled out, is we're going to put it in through, but we still have to snug out on the back. It's not sitting flush here at the back. So you're going to need some sort of a spacer. Most people use a big stack of washers like this. These are 1/2-inch washers in this case. You want enough on there that you have somewhat of a standoff. That way you can pull it through a little bit more, but you don't want so many that you can't get the nut that you're putting on to grab onto the end of this bolt. So once you have those, you're just going to put on your nut and you're basically going to impact it, or you could use a ratchet if you don't have an impact gun, until it flushes out and it gets pulled through on the inside, and you want it to be completely flush with this back face. Now the reason you need these washers as a standoff is if you put the nut all the way down onto the stud, you're still going to have a gap of something like a 1/2 inch or so between this face here and the edge of the nut, so it's not going to be able to tighten down far enough to pull it all the way through. So like I said, I'm just using a washer stack. What you could also use is something like this. This is an old axle nut, and that'll also give you a standoff, but make sure if you're using something like this, you still have a couple washers on the edge. I actually wouldn't recommend using these because the clearance between the center of the washer where you're putting all the pressure and the outside is pretty much unsupported, so that could buckle in. On top of that, if you don't have those extra washers and you have your nut that you're putting through, it's just going to sit here like in the center pocket a little bit, and you're not necessarily going to pull the stud out. You're just going to push this acorn nut into your axle nut. So I would try to avoid these if you can, but if you have no other options, they could be used. It's just a little sketchy. Two final notes: if you have a stack of washers, stack them on the nut that you just pulled out. That way they're all nice and lined up. You can just put it to the end of the new one and slide them on very easily. That'll save you a little bit of time. And the nut that you will be using to tighten it down, treat that as sacrificial. Don't intend to use it again afterwards. So I would just buy an extra if you can. They're only like $3, and then that way when you completely ruin the threads on it, it's not a huge deal. If you are buying a new wheel nut to do this as a sacrificial nut, I got a much longer one than the normal one I have, so mine is about not quite twice the length of the ones that I had in there previously. That way I can just thread it farther in, and I'll need less washers stacked up, and I'll have a grip that's on more of the threads. That way I'm less likely to damage all the threads going down. Now all that being said, I am going to put this here so it's right at the ready, and then I'm going to run to the freezer real quick and grab the stud.
Really quick, we're going to hit it with one last spray of penetrating oil to help the new stud slide in place. Run to the freezer, put it in place, stack on the washers, and then use this disposable acorn nut and just impact the crap out of it until it's all the way flushed out. Again, you can use a ratchet, but it'll just take a little bit longer.
Now getting in here and looking at the stud we just put in, you can see that head, that rounded head here on the back, is flush up against the back of this hub. There's no spacing anywhere around it. I already stuck my head in here and took a look. It's good to go. So now what we can do, take the nut off, take all the washers off, and you're good to reinstall your brake hardware. And then you should be good to go. That's all I got for this time, guys. Thanks for watching.